Hello and welcome. I'm Rossi Sanchez, and this is the Mindful Evening Hour. The Mindful Evening Hour is, in the words of one of my followers, not just another meditation thing. It's a bit of science, emotional intelligence, and a bit of story peppered with my unique sense of humor. Every week, we take a 30-minute light but deep dive into common behaviors and relationship issues and use the power of focus to tap into who we truly are so we can start understanding, appreciating, and loving ourselves and those around us more and creating the life we came here to live. So, thank you for being here tonight to uncover the second of our four-part LOVE series, Can't Fix Anyone. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, the sequence goes as follows. First, I will tell you a story, then we'll do a mindfulness practice, and finally, there will be open sharing if desired. But to start, I want to invite you to get comfortable and relax. We are going to breathe. Roll your shoulders back. And if you're seated, place your feet on the floor. Let out your belly. Place your hands on your lap. Open to the sky. And close your eyes. And let's take 3 deep and satisfying breaths. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 8. One more time. And again. Nice. It was a Friday evening, sometime in the early 2000s, and I decided that to overcome whatever challenges were ailing us at the time, we should do something positive. So I announced to my then husband that we should celebrate life. I stopped in at Whole Foods on the way from work and picked up some gourmet eats and went home to prepare sour apple martinis, which I had recently discovered. Everything was prepared. We sat down to dinner. We're having a lovely time, especially under the influence of the sour apples. And suddenly, out of the blue, my ex starts jabbering about black men. What? I know you like them. On and on and on. It was a typical prime time show, same theme, different subjects. He accusing me of things I had no idea about, me trying to figure out what to say or not say, because no matter what I uttered, somehow I just dug myself into a deeper hole. It got ugly, and I grabbed my son, who might have been around 7 at the time, and locked ourselves in his room. The husband broke the door down and came toward me, and he just kept talking and talking and talking as if he was oblivious to the chaos he was causing. All I was concerned about was protecting my son, so I took a lamp and hit the husband over the head with it, but so gently it was ridiculous. I remember thinking as I was doing it, how could I possibly be hurting someone, even if it's this maniac? The rest of the details are sketchy in my mind, except that there was a lot of broken glass in the house that night and a lot of broken dreams. I called 911. The cops came. He went to jail for 12 days. Now, why did I, independent, sociable, happy go lucky Rossi, stay with this guy for 13 years? I have a few theories. The first, of course, is that I saw a lot of beauty and goodness in him. He certainly had his charm. He was good looking, extremely smart, and very handy. Could build walls, put in plumbing, and also fix an exotic 5-course meal and turn an ordinary room into a quintessential love nest. I'm telling you, he was pretty perfect, except that he didn't agree with that assessment. He was extremely insecure. I now realize that my pointing these great qualities to him as I tried to get him to fall in love with himself only acerbated the problem. You see, researchers have found that giving someone person praise or praise about their qualities reinforces a fixed mindset or a set of beliefs that their success is due to those traits. And if they think they're not living up to them, they consider themselves a failure. The second reason I stayed with him was because, I'll admit it, I'm a closet psychologist. So at first, it was a wonderful challenge for me to try and fix him. I researched a number of possible cures and discussed them with the myriad therapists we visited during our years together. Come to think of it, that phase of my life could have been labeled the weekly counseling hour. The third reason I stayed with him was because of what I refer to as the Mother Teresa syndrome. Most women suffer from this. It's part of our nurturing DNA, except that there's a great probability that if most women are like me, we're really not doing it like Mother Teresa did. Those who altruistically devote themselves to caring for the poor, the sick, and the dying are not stricken by the open wounds, the bloated bellies, or the missing limbs of those they care for, but rather they see beyond that. They see the person as whole and they embrace them with their boundless love and kindness. They embody a particular type of empathy known as compassion. This is when you accept whatever is happening without turning away and proceed to help any way you can. And while I truly wanted to help my ex heal his past wounds, I lacked awareness of who I was deep down inside, and awareness of what was actually required to do the job. To not see him as broken, to not consider his beliefs, actions, and behaviors as needing repair. In other words, I needed to accept him as he was and not appoint myself as his fixer upper. Either that or run the other way the minute I met him. But the question still remains, why was I attracted to him? The truth is that we're born whole, pure and blissful. But from a very early age, we start to detach from who we truly are, that whole, pure, and blissful self, and proceed to absorb the labels that those who came before us place on us, whether on purpose or whether they're even aware of it or not. These are the hand me downs, I call them, the layers of clothing that we may not like or that may not even fit well, or which we put on because others have encouraged us to do so. These are the beliefs we hold about ourselves as not being enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough, not kind enough, not lovable enough. Fill in the adjective of your choice. These are the beliefs that, while not analogous to the narrative of who we are, can take over and commandeer our lives if we let them. And since what we focus on grows and becomes our reality, when we focus on being self deprecating, on not being worthy, we perpetuate that. And we attract people who will make that come true for us. So I credit my then lack of total acceptance and self love with inviting him into my life. And that's how somebody like me, curious about the world and everyone in it, who, among other things, wanted to be a world travel photographer, ended up marrying someone who stifled her to her very core, and who ironically would try to control even where she directed her gaze. So as you can see, there was no way in heaven I could ever fix this guy. First of all, I now know that he didn't need fixing. He had lost touch with himself through the layers of clothing and needed to tap into who he truly was, which is exactly what I should have been doing for myself. Instead, I distanced myself further from the real me while trying out my very mediocre impersonation of Mother Teresa. Time has passed, and I'm now firmly rooted in the knowledge that human beings are not self development projects, that tomes of self help books and years of therapy sessions, while somewhat helpful, could only get me so far. Sure, they provided me with guidance on improving important relationship skills, such as establishing boundaries, communicating properly, and resolving conflict, but they couldn't make me fall in love with me, which is what has transformed my life. Only I could do that by becoming aware and going to that peaceful, joyful, loving place that is at the core of who I am. That is at the core of who we all are. And the only way to get there effectively that I know of is through quieting the mind in meditation, which is what we're going to do right now. To those of you who were here last week or have listened to the recording, this may sound a bit familiar. I am building on last week's mindfulness practice and will continue to do so throughout the 4-part series. So get comfortable, whether you're seated or lying down. And again, let your belly come out to play. Close your eyes and let's take 3 deep breaths. You want to breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 8. Feel your rib cage as you exhale. Let's do that again. And one more time. Now start to breathe normally again and focus on your breath. Notice how it feels when it enters your nostrils and fills up your lungs, and how it feels as it leaves your body. Just follow its trajectory. If any thoughts, sounds, or sensations arise, just acknowledge them and let them go, and get back to your breath. Let's do that for 1 minute. Now imagine that you're standing in your favorite place in the whole wide world. This could be the beach, the mountains, the forest, a favorite room, your backyard, any place that brings you peace and joy. I want you to imagine that there is someone just like you. In fact, it is you standing right behind you. This is your doppelganger, your twin, your inner you. This inner you is clothed in your favorite color from top to bottom, and she's glowing. Her glow is so powerful that it flows through you, making you feel safe, warm, appreciated, respected, and adored. Just stand there and feel how that feels. Witness how every cell in your body lights up as it is infused with this loving glow. Now let's travel down the body and scan it. Notice how it feels as it becomes awash in that loving glow. Let's start with your head. Feel that glow. Embrace your head and start to come down your body. Feel your face, your forehead, cheeks, nose, and mouth. Feel your ears. Feel your neck, your shoulders, your arms and hands. Feel your back as it is awash in that loving appreciation. Feel your torso, your hips, your thighs, your legs, your feet, and your toes. Now stand there and imagine yourself emanating that love out into the world. Start with your loved ones, your neighbors, co-workers. Extend that glow to people you don't even like and notice how that feels. Extend it to those you may see often but don't really know. Now expand your glow to cover your city, your state, the country, the planet. For the next minute, let your loving glow cover the whole of the earth. As you stand there in front of your inner you, visualize her putting her hands on your shoulders softly, lovingly, and notice what that feels like on your body. If you'd like, you can bring your hands up and touch hers in recognition of your bond. Otherwise, just stand there for 1 minute. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. How was that? Anyone want to share anything? Story, meditation wise, anything?
I will share for you, Rossi. I think here I'll take this off too now. I think that was very comforting. That was really a lovely meditation. I sat through a lot of these, but that one was really very very good. And I think we have a lot in common. We should talk sometime after this. So I learned a lot about you. But the meditation was really just I felt like everything, a warmth of blush all around me, like this wonderful creamy blushy color, just comforting and
Yummy.
chill. Yeah, it was very very nice. Thank you.
Glad, so glad, glad you feel this
The
way.
times that I've tried to meditate, my mind was always wandering, thinking about everything except for the very moment. And I think this is like the first time I've experienced not wondering.
Really?
Yeah, so that was good.
Yeah, because it's you follow the visualization and your mind just that's that's the attention, the focus.
That's
I
good.
think that the meditation is the perfect timing too, like the perfect time, because you always think I don't have an hour to sit and think about my own thoughts. Think about whatever comes up. I'm not interested that much in it, but the time is just it's like perfect to kind of just go in, relax, get focused, do what I need, do what it's designed to do as opposed to feeling like how much longer. So I really appreciate kind of the length of it.
I think this time as well makes a perfect time because it's easier to not have your mind focus on other things other than just the moment. You don't have to think about work, at least for now, until, you know.
Right? You can. What did somebody say? That the perfect way to end the evening? You just
Yeah.
relax and yeah.
This
That's
is
very nice.
recorded. Yes, Rossi.
What's that, Anna?
This is recorded. We can listen to
Yes,
it
yes.
again because I think it would be a really good thing to do, like while you're falling asleep, to listen to it and just relax and end your day really peaceful and thinking about how the day went. So
That is a great idea. Actually, I was going to suggest that because in closing, I was going to talk about Thanksgiving being, we're going to all take a break next week, but that I was hoping that you would be able to set aside some time to do some, things that you love. And hopefully that includes meditation and the fact that you could listen to this and the one before that or any of the other ones that I've posted before. But like I said, I'm building on this meditation. I'm going to build to the four parts, and hopefully we'll all just feel really extremely connected once we get to that last the four part. I don't know how to call those. Are they sessions? What are these? Four-part program.
I would like to
Workshop.
point out, Rossi, that last week I was like, my clock in my car is wrong. It's like an hour and 15 minutes off. So I got here like 12 minutes late and I couldn't get into the room. And I'm so mad now. I'm especially mad I missed it because this was so wonderful. It was really
Well, the recording's up for last week.
okay. I'm gonna
You can
listen.
watch that as well. I'll send it to you, or you can go to my YouTube channel. If you subscribe, then every
Oh,
time I record something, you'll get it.
okay, great.
Yeah. If you also need help with a meditation app or something you'd like me to recommend, just email me mindfulevenings@gmail. I think Melissa posted it on chat, and I'll gladly give you a recommendation. There's one that I really like. And then the following week, December 2nd, I'm going to be talking another relevant topic, the title of which is Getting Back to You. This time I'm going to make you work. We're going to be doing some journaling, but I think you're going to find that the results are going to be very revealing. I'm not going to give away the house just yet, but just know that you're going to be finding out who you truly are and the kind of life you truly want to have. So hopefully you'll come
Oh.
back and do this little journaling exercise with me, and hopefully we'll get some aha moments. God only knows where we'll be 5 years from now. Does anyone else have any comments or anything else they'd like to say? I was so taken with your comment, Anna. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't respond. Thank you. I'm so glad you felt that way.
It's just true.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies. Well, if no one else has anything else, for now, Rossi Sanchez, still Rossi Sanchez, and this is the Mindful Evening Hour. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, Rossi.
Have a good
Bye-bye,
evening.
Anna.
Bye.
Thank you.